This is extremely dangerous. Please don't even try this.
Bonsoir. Bonsoir Chris, bonsoir Claude. Bonsoir William, behave. Hello Andreas. Hello, I'm one of us. Monsieur Hahahiho. Hello Thomas, thank you for the early tipping of the stream. Merci beaucoup Thomas. Salut Anthony. Hello Thorsten. Hello whoever you are. Salut Saba. Hello Steven. And the whole South London area. Croydon. Hello Azimic. Stefan. Yes, we're starting with new beats. Indeed. Hello Andreas Hengst. Bonsoir. Sean, the Vinyl Dreamscape, and the French vinyl addict Romuald. Happy Christmas to everyone. Hello, Christopher and 808. Yeah, well, hopefully we won't miss it next year. There's a chance. Hello, Steve. Hello, Paul. Nice to finally meet you yesterday. Hello, Steve. Salut, France Bizarre. Rich. Yeah, moody week. And something happened in the past few hours. Hello, Jonas. Hello, Ed. Nice to see you. Yeah, we're starting with some early, or more like some late new beats, already showcasing the path that was to come. Salut Francis. Bah, cure neuf à Fred. Hein. Oh, some 41 mentioned here. That's something. That's something. Yeah, Christmas, huh? Now the new year. Well, I did manage to get a bunch of records since last week. This one I've had for a long time. This is an early RNS release. RNS, the Belgium label, that started out in a sort of new beat electro before becoming a household name in techno, in early European techno. And not just, as they released quite a lot of Detroit techno, early stuff. Hope to Lord 58. Milk, huh? Well, so as I was saying, RNS, early RNS. This is from 89 or something. With the first version of the logo. This is Donut Dollies, by the way, by HNO3. Ferrari, huh? Why Ferrari? Because Renate, the boss of that label, is both into horses and cars. It's not that much complicated than that, huh? But yeah, when was that? Last weekend during the stream of Romuald's and my friend channel, we just mentioned that, and I thought, okay, I want to play this now. So there you go. Ah merde, Francis, toutes nos condoléances. Hein? Hello, Andrew. Well, we'll see. Hello, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan Anderson. The eagle has landed. You can proceed with the next batch. So what we're listening to, huh? Well, a record I had for a long time, I think is amazing. It's one of the 3 collaborations between Nurse with Wound and Aranos, the Romanian fiddle player, if I remember correctly. And this is not well, I had the album, but now I have the art edition of that album. You can still find the regular one for an affordable price, I think. Yeah, this is hand-painted, handmade cover by Steven Stapleton, designer extraordinaire, which came with a bonus 7-inch exclusive to this. If I can lay my hands on it. There you go. Also hand-painted, homemade cover by Nurse with Wound. Always fun band to collect, especially if you're into the music like I am. Huh? Yeah, it is. Rock to Lord. Well, give it a chance. Whomever you are, wherever you might be. Let's see if a door opens. And yeah, there was a couple of records today that actually made me want to talk about something, and this one is because, as we regularly repeat, that it's about the music, right? It's all about the music, and yet we do like these objects, and sometimes we pay for them, sometimes we pay a lot for them, and they connect us to other stuff, because this is an opening door to another facet of Steven Stapleton. And now he's gonna release early next year a book, a sort of retrospective of his design and artwork, the very first monography of Steven Stapleton. But sometimes the artwork, in this case, he's doing the music as well, but sometimes he does just the artwork for others. And sometimes you buy the record, or most of the time you only buy the record because of the music, right? And then you discover a story behind the artwork. And then you discover new connections. But we'll go back to it. And it has something to do with Judith here. Hello, John. Well, that's pretty good, Chris. I think they just released a live show. Actually, I saw that on Soundom today. Hello, Zalvia. So Nurse's Wound, usually, like, how to describe his music? It's easy to just put it under the rug as like post-industrial music, which is pretty unfair. He's usually called that because of the time when he started and the people he associated with. But his music, what is this? This is just like sort of spiritual ambient folk music, maybe. And yeah, I've talked ad nauseam about him, but this is not necessarily the kind of records you would necessarily expect from him, which happens regularly with him. That's a good thing, isn't it? Hello, Chuck. Oh, someone noticed. Merci, Magic Berber. Yeah, sorry about that. I forgot to put the mic on. Oh my god. How does the sound come out now? I assume it must be miles better. Hello, DJ Soki. Yeah. Hello, GCs. Yeah, Sirimi. But this week, yeah, I didn't think I would be as excited about what I have to play, what I can play tonight. I don't know exactly how it's gonna pan out, but yeah, a few last minute arrivals kind of changed the game. Yeah, I assumed that it would be much better. Salut Mathieu. Well, Francis, for those who don't know, Francis is a regular metalhead here, so there'll be quite a lot of cheapies tonight, like under the radar cheapies, and some less so, but we'll see. I love how this piece grows into whatever this is, huh? But I have one album of his, of Dominique Lavallerie, Belgian outsider musician, poet, and yeah, some of it is pretty great. Hello, Jens. have. Oh, see, are you meaning the? I'll show you again later, more precisely. But this is the art version of this Nurse's Wound Aranos album. Hello Daniel. Hello Ultra Drums. Yeah, somehow there will be though more of that. L'Arménie, Francis. Hello, Jack and all. So this is an unlikely record. Spotlight on belly dancing. This is the John Vartan Ensemble. It came out in the US in 1980. This recording, unlike many other belly dance recordings, contains 2 complete belly dance routines from their onset to their finals, non-stop. The choice of show is purely a matter of taste. Both Turkish and Arabic melodies, indigenous of the origin of the belly dance, are utilized. I played some John Vartan before. This is a little bit different, obviously. So, someone talking about the Andalusian here is obvious. Well, it's a super cheap one though. So.
Kalbim çarpıyor, sana bakalım. Hem çakalsın, biraz da fiyakalım. Hem çakalsın, biraz da fiyakalım.
Yeah, that's why I usually pick up any belly dance record. And Sean, you have my blessing to ban any of these unnecessary comments. As yeah, this is unfortunate. Too bad, William, huh? But that's not cool. Hello, Andorra's Revenge. If I haven't said it hello already.
Pek severim ben seni, karşıdaki dilberi. Pek severim ben seni, düştü gönül aşkıma.
Exactly.
Terk edemem bu yeri, düştü gönül aşkıma. Terk edemem bu yeri. Hem çabarsın, biraz da
So yeah, there was, as the text suggested, there's 2 things that appealed to me with that record. First, the musicianship. John Vartan, absolutely amazing musician. And the fact that it would not be just a collection of belly dance tunes, but a whole routine, as they say. Yeah, that record. So it's a party record, but at times, as right now, it gets more moody. I love it. And thank you, Frank, for leaving a tip in the coffee jar. Merci beaucoup, Frank. Merci. I was contemplating, to be honest, to take a week off tonight. I have to still to judge the competition of last week and send out the present to you all guys. It's coming, probably this weekend. But yeah, interesting week. Hello, Kabila une étoile. We might, Ivan. We might. Oh, okay, I didn't know that, DJ Mr. Joel. That's interesting. Salut, compare vinyle.
روحي حبت روحك قلبي في جدول روحي حبت روحك قلبي في جدول.
And everyone, a very warm welcome back to Marcella. I'm very happy to read you tonight, Marcella. I hope life has been a little bit easier on you in the past few weeks. And we're only the better for you being here. So merci beaucoup for stopping by, Marcella. Hope you will enjoy some of the tunes tonight. Yeah, these belly dance records are a treasure often. Yeah, yeah, Daniel, you're right on. And now we get to the blues. To the sickest blues possible. A record I've been after for quite a while. Yeah, there are some reissues of belly dance records, but the cool thing with belly dance records also is that they're almost always cheap. Sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're great. So it's always like a surprise. Billy Bob. Hello, Frank, GBL. So who knows who this gentleman is? I assume GBL Frank here would know. Yes. This is the very first Yandek album under his own name. It's from 1981. Self-released, Texas. Outsider music, if there is. Yeah, there are some, yeah, but come on, DJ Mr. Joel. Who knows about these? Huh? Kind of. Yeah. like Malady blues. He had one record before that under the name The Unit, which I've been after for quite some time. But getting these in this condition for the price I got them, that was something. I assume quite a few of you already know about Yandek, but there's always someone who doesn't, huh? There's always someone who it's the first one, yeah. Exactly. Bad Trip, Bob Dylan. Yeah? Well, tell me more.
That's your condition. Your condition. Your condition. That's your
So, an interesting thing about, characteristic about that music, I think it is indeed borderline unpleasant, something almost creepy about it, but awkward creepy. And I actually really enjoyed that. It took me a while. I won't lie to you. When I discovered Yandek in the late 90s, I wasn't ready for it. It took a while. Exactly. Yeah. It is, I guess you could say, an acquired taste, but a taste that is to be acquired as well. Ah well, Francis. This one is not a cheapo, though, unfortunately, or fortunately for Francis. The next one is a real cheapo, though, and going in a somewhat different direction, as usual. That's exactly it, Sean. As with a lot of music, you just need the shift, and then you can't go back to not understanding this. Salut Chris. De tout pour faire un monde. And by the way, Yandek here is still around, still playing, still releasing music. And I love these labels. Just simple. 1981. Who was doing blues in 1981? From the underground or whatever, huh? Such odd music. Now this is something, Steve, if you're still here, I know you will want this one. And this is a really cheap record. Fortunately. Yeah. Drive safe, Frank. Oh, that's an interesting combination, association under As Revenge. Yeah, that's true, Stefan. Because of the repetitiveness, it has indeed this kind of raga quality. Absolutely. spot on, which is probably what appeals to me the most. Oh, I'm happy connected with you, Daniel. He has a shitload of albums, and he goes sometimes in different directions, but there's always this core aesthetic to it. So I don't necessarily think you need to own that many records of his. But there's a few others good ones. So this was based on the original score for the movie I Am Here, written and directed by Anders Morgenthaler. This is from 2014. This is Johan Johansson and B.G. Nielsen on the Ash International label. They probably did like 500 copies of it, maximum, published by Mute and Touch Music. Just absolutely stunning ambient modern classical music. Hello Nick, nice to see you. And the album is all these sort of vignettes going in quite different directions. As you can, maybe you can't hear, but the instrumentation here is piano, guitar, electronics. You also have Hildur Guðnadóttir's on violin and viola. You have some vocals, not singing obviously, but vocals. Yeah, it's just a wonderful album that is completely under the radar. That came out probably at the wrong time, because this is a very, very strong entry in Johan Johansson's catalog. Johan Johansson, who for those who don't know, has done quite some film work. I think he passed away 5-6 years ago or so, something. I'm not sure exactly, but like he was beloved by a lot of musicians that matter. Hello, I'm the Dead. Yeah, I know. Oh, you have, okay. So you have this one. Yeah, for those who didn't know, that the name didn't give it away. Yeah, Johan Johansson with the little comma on the O's. That means this is from Iceland. Yeah, and I'm usually not that much a fan of his, Stefan, to be honest. I think, well, a lot of the music he's done, he had to compromise some in a way that didn't work with me, but this one does. There you go. Maybe we play something for Billy Bob now, if he's still here. It's a record I bought quite a few, like almost a year ago, and the condition was not good enough. So it took me a while to find another copy of it that was good enough for me. It's not necessarily an expensive record, but it's not a cheap one either. What kind of music is this, huh? What genre? Who would guess where this is from originally? Like, this is obvious. When you think about it. When I'll tell you, it will sound so obvious. Hello, Paul, zoo animal. No, not really. This is from the 60s, so you're not far off. Yeah, obviously. So this is the wooden O. A handful of pleasant delights. How did I come to that record? Well, this features as the composer and arranger, and playing lots of instruments, the great John Orpham. John Orpham did not much, but some library soundtracks. In the 70s, he did a couple of tracks called Voodootronics 1 and Voodootronics 2 that sound just exactly like this, but electronic. He hasn't done much, but this album, there's a very cheap reissue from not that long ago. This is the original UK pressing, and it sounds fantastic. So it goes between like this, like British folk, jazz, Baroque music, and essentially the music writing behind it is something of its own, I would say. Yeah, hello Liam. Oh, there you go. Exactly. Well, that is John Orpham. Hello, William. William from California. Baroque improv, yeah. Yeah, this is an amazing record, really. From start to end, by the way. I'll let it play into the next one, so just you see or hear more. Yeah, Johan Johansson was in pretty interesting bands in the 90s, right? Maybe even before. He was pretty young when he passed away. You hear James Orpham plays recorders, great bass, tenor, treble, and descent sopranino, or sopranino, yeah, and sopranino. Yeah, it's funny because it's like hippie Baroque music. That's what it is. DJ Soki, this is if you want the original first pressing, British pressing of it, I got it for 20 in really good condition out of eBay, I believe. So you have to be patient, but I think it's a record that will go up a little bit. But you shouldn't pay more than like 40 for an original, I think. Yet reissues, I think the recent reissue of it, and there's all the pressings. There's a French pressing, there's a Japanese pressing, I think, or German, I'm not sure. They're cheaper. Hello Justine, nice to see you. Clatubar, been some time. Et ouais. Voilà, hippie baroque. Hello Dominique. Yeah, sometimes you would. Yeah, I'm with you at a recorder concert. That seems. Am I there yet? Hello, Mr. Zosh. Havana Bar, hein? So, as I was explaining to you, I discovered that record because I love the library soundtrack work of James Orpham, which weirdly enough, even when he's doing electronic music, sounds like that. But let's go into another library soundtrack record that was one of the biggest finds of the year for me. That I haven't mentioned that yet. Salut Dom. I guess asking the question might get you the answer. Exactly. There's a French band called the Baroque Jazz Trio featuring Jean-Charles Capon. So there you go. No, this is not chamber music. I would say this is hippie baroque music with some British folk and jazz leanings. Hello, Greg. Well, we might hope. A bonne, okay. So this is one of the rarest library soundtracks I know of. This is Chronos by Paolo Renosto. Paolo Renosto, he hasn't released that much music under his real name, but he's more known under the name of Leziman. And he studied modern composition at the conservatory in Roma, I believe, and then he went on to work for RAI, the RAI Italian, mostly for the radio, the National Radio Consortium with different channels, where he did create a lot of music for them. He also composed, did some radio shows about avant-garde music, which is not what he's known for, unfortunately. And so this is a side of his that is less known. He's very famous amongst library soundtrack collectors because he's done quite some funky stuff. He passed away very young, before he was even 50. And what's amazing about this record, what got this one especially on my map, as you can hear, the sound here. Contrebassista F. Grillo, Fernando Grillo, who I discussed quickly last week. The Buddha of bass, according to Karl-Heinz Stockhausen. Yeah, my favorite double bass player by a mile. So here that was unexpected for me to realize that, to discover he did some library soundtrack work. And yet he is Italian, so that makes sense that at one point or another he would be in a studio where the opportunity would present itself. Yuri Morozov. No, I don't think so, DJ Mr. Joel. Enlighten us. Don't say so, Francis, hein? Oh là là. And by the way, if your digestion is getting worse or better, well, at least I have an effect, or this whole thing has an effect, which means you could leave a thumbs up or thumbs down if you're really unhappy with your presence here, which is totally forced by myself upon you. But yeah, and if you're watching this whenever, a little later, in a year, in 10 years, after the great, what do they call it, the Christians? The rapture, yeah, well, you can still leave a message here to tell me what you think of the show and give me some advice, some suggestions, just keep on with the conversation, the discussion. And if you really like the show, you can always, or if you want to support the show, to be able to do this every week or so, you can, as you guys know, you can always leave a tip in the coffee jar, the link in the description of the video. That's massively helpful, and without it, I wouldn't be able to do it every week. Johnny Tweet. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. All right. Okay. That's you pique my interest. Well, I don't know if you know that, Miss You, but I did a remix of Maria Carey. So, hello. Benjamin Duboc, Mathieu, huh? Tell me more. Then, oh, I think I know who you're talking about. But I might also be completely mixing it up with something else. But this was, you might not hear it or realize it, but this was one of the biggest finds of the year. as far as I'm concerned. And next, how about some crazy jazz, huh? Oh, thank you, DJ Mr. Joa, but thank you for contributing as well tonight. Oh, okay. Well, it's gonna be an expensive year next year. Hopefully, I think I might be getting less records. Who knows? We've heard that before, right? But some of my main obsessions
no time to waste.
right now
Little might change his mind. He's crazy, you know. He eats our kind.
are in a territory that is
Promise me? Present. It don't matter. Grab your coat.
quite
Get your hat. Let's go.
beyond my capacity in terms of means. Yeah, this is a crazy record, isn't it? What genre? Yes, I'll talk with you about that more. Later. Yes. This one playing right now is super cheap, very cheap record, double LP. And I'll play another track of it from the second LP because it goes in so many different directions. Merci Daniel for this little reminder. As yeah, it's quite slow tonight in this regard, but we'll see. We'll see. Hello Lee. Hello Jeffrey. Yeah, big bag, but crazy better musicians, and Big Bag are good musicians. Yeah. Well, Magic Berber, yes, absolutely, I did, and next week I'll present it. This is Bob Moses, the story of Moses. Obviously, a sort of ecumenic religious background to this record. I have a couple of records of his that I really like, from the always interesting Ramavision label from New York, I believe. Yeah, lots of interesting instruments. You got Bill Frisell on guitar here. I mean, you got so many musicians. David Liebman. This is a sort of apocalyptic big band. As obviously Moses is about a sort of apocalypse, isn't it? Yeah, he did. Absolutely, with a pinkish cover. I presented it some time ago. It's really good. Hello, Piccolina, the cat. Yeah. Drummer on this track. Well, you also got Pat Metheny on guitar, by the way. Well, I'm not really sure, Ed, so go on the Discogs link and tell us. But everyone there is like, whew. Thank you, John Levinson, for leaving a tip in the coffee jar. Merci beaucoup. He might be, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought, because I know he plays percussions, Bob Moses. I wasn't sure he was doing the drums as well. Let's, because short term, like in the next couple of months, there'll be more world music, jazz and library, I guess. And always the avant-garde, experimental, modern classical. So I'm trying basically to think of what is still attainable, gettable, and that will eventually become less so, and prioritizing that way.
And Moses went down to meet the man, Pharaoh in Egypt land. Moses said,
Ouais, ça c'est différent, on est d'accord, Dish. So here's another track from the same record, quite different in mood and in pace.
oh no, I won't let your people go. That's free labor, don't you know? Have you forgotten? I'm a bad mofo. I'm the Pharaoh.
Salut Radio Gnome. Merry Christmas to you too. This is a really fun record because there's so much to discover on it.
Pharaoh's juju man did the same.
So many layers.
Way, way down. Turned the rivers into blood.
Oh, and thank you, Daniel, for leaving a very nice tip in the coffee jar as well.
Say the Pharaoh, but he would not give in.
Merci beaucoup, mon ami.
Put a plague of frogs all over the place.
Yeah, each week with all you guys tipping is kind of the budget for the for the show in 2 weeks.
Did not you? Moses put a plague of lice all over the land.
Not exclusively, but some. Quite some, actually.
Moses put a plague of flies on them.
Hopefully, yeah.
Put them out.
But it gets expensive, huh? Yeah, he did. Absolutely. A lot of fusion stuff. Some of it is very expensive, though, but I remember him doing that. Bichofeo is a great channel, by the way. Hello, Marius. May I ask you, Marius? Do you know this artist, Marius? I don't know if you can see Joshua Burkett.
Moses put a plague of boils on them. Hit them with hailstones, big as rocks. And then come the locusts.
Now that's kind of for the parts that are like telling the story like that. That's probably the coolest records of that kind I know of. Vibraphone, okay. I'll see what I have in store.
And Moses laid 3 days and nights of solid darkness on the land.
Absolutely. Showing the vinyl dreamscape. That's a good idea always. Huh? And Happy New Year to you, upcoming New Year, Randy. Nice to see you always. Huh? All right.
But the Pharaoh would not give it up, would not let the Hebrew children go. Then Moses reached back to the bottom of his bag. He hit him with the baddest spell of all, a plague of death.
Hello, Bostonian Reggie Mike. And now, a record often underlooked in the discography of this great musician.
Pharaoh's firstborn died. The mighty Pharaoh.
But one of his best, according to me. And cheap. This is an EP, not an album. So News by Philip Glass. That groove is insane. From 1981, quite an oddity for Philip Glass music from back then, as he has started to become fairly boring, I would say. Oh yeah, absolutely. All right. But it's a 4-track EP. Here's the third one, and right after it I'll play the B-side, as it's fairly different. This is my favorite track of it, but like the B-side is amazing as well. And it's still, yes, it's still quite under the radar, as it is not a big pressing. This is sort of Phil Glass releasing in 81 some of his work that he considered himself minor. It was almost like an archival release for him. Hello, Angela. Yeah, this is from the mid-70s, but they were performed in February 81 and then released in 81 as well. So Philip Glass, New York minimalism, and story time about to begin. Santos Carles, okay. Koyaanisqatsi, I think, is horrible. This is the equivalent for me of eating like the most, it's like whipped cream and jello. Yeah, totally impossible for me to, no. This was Philip Glass, Angela. The Soho News. paradigms, I would think it is. This is music that should evoke a sense of wonder and an abstraction from reality, for sure. Sort of magic realism in New York. Cheers to you, Angela. I love how it gets a little wonky there. Yeah, it is very moody. It is the kind of stuff that you will never find, I think, reissued while he lives, since I don't think he particularly values these works, which I'm not surprised. But is it? Oh. I wanted to play this tonight because I was reading a letter from someone to someone, obviously. Basically someone who we're gonna discuss shortly, who in the 90s was just meeting field glass in the street of New York. They knew each other from back in the 60s, and then they had something funny to say about it. The person I'm talking about, who was in the company of Ornette Coleman. So am I right, Sean? Is it still like a somewhat cheap record, considering the quality and the age? Oh, well, thank you, Sylvia. I'm glad this is not for nothing. Yeah. So it's alright, right? It's pretty good pricing as well, I must say. So next will be easy to figure out who it is in just in a minute or so, I would assume. But what recording that is, that's another matter. Oh, this is beautiful. Three tones. almost 4 actually. It's sweet, I guess, which is usually not an adjective you use to describe Philip Glass music. Sweet. Right on, John, yeah.
There is no need to run outside for better seeing.
Another massive
Not to feel from a
find
window,
of 2024.
rather abide at the center of your being.
At an amazing price.
The more you leave it, the less
Yes, it did, huh?
you learn.
There's a bunch that are a little bit expensive, but not that much, and not that many
Set your
lives. That's true.
heart and see. If he is wise who takes each turn, the way to do is to be.
This is like live synthesis, granular synthesis. And this record is where this lady is coming into the picture. And I mean that literally. So another of these, huh? Oil painting cover by an actual, somewhat celebrated artist of the 50s, early 60s loft scene of New York. Judith Lindblom. Obviously this is Steve Lacy. Steve Lacy with his wife of then Irene Aiby and Richard Teitelbaum on electronics. Hand signed by Judith, who did the cover. And would I have discovered about her without that record? Probably not. But discovering her opened up another layer of music history. You know, not the big story, the small stories. I agree. So this is not a cheap record, but it is surprisingly still affordable if you can find one copy. So Judith was born in Detroit, but she moved to New York when she was a very, very young adult. She basically arrived in New York in the 50s and it was instantly a sort of like hit girl. And she started to paint thanks to her partner of the time. And she met a lot of the greats of the 50s in the New York art scene then, and became actually pretty beloved by a certain segment, because she only cared about painting, life, and jazz. So she was a close friend of Ornette Coleman, Cecil Taylor, and yeah, everyone basically. She was like a huge inspiration as well for what's his name again? Sonny Simmons? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, Sonny Rollins was actually as well. Sonny Rollins, when he took a sabbatical in the I don't remember exactly when, but he basically spent a whole almost like a year just practicing while having some of her paintings in his studio that he was looking at. That was the only stimulus he had, like looking at her paintings. She was also good friends of Gil Evans, who was a huge fan of hers. And then she also discovered what I believe to be one of the three greats of jazz, Steve Lacy. And in the early 60s, she became she was in a couple with him and Steve Lacy's wife, Barbara. So they were in a threesome couple, or I don't know how to call it, like in the early 60s. And that ended, obviously. And she got, unfortunately, heavily into drugs. And that kind of destroyed her for a long time. And she started to recover in the late 80s. Felt really ashamed of her. It's like, we don't have all the story, obviously, but she strained a lot of relations with these musicians that really looked upon her. So she reconnected with Ornette, and that went okay. He tried to fuck her with Cecil, as the cat was out of the box. Like, obviously, his close friends knew he was gay, but for the longest time it created problems. But like, they reconnected, and then she reconnected with her past partner and lover, Steve Lacy. And when her nephew started a new label, Roratorio, this was the very first release on the label, and he has sent her music as a gesture from their past, being sweet to each other again. And she offered to do a limited edition of, I think it's 300 copies, that she spent a whole year doing the cover of every single cover of this release. So lots of side stories of the great story of jazz. Yeah, it is oil painted, Thomas. Cheers, them. Yeah, I do have some Alberto Mushi. There's some that I still need, by the way. Fropol. There you go. And one of the stories was that when Judith here was wandering the streets of New York with Ornette Coleman in the 80s or 90s, yeah, they were meeting. Philip Glass was like very keen on being friends with them, and They were very nice, and then when he left, they were like dissing his music because that wasn't for them. When you think about it, Steve Lacy's music, who had like a almost 50-year career up until he died, unfortunately. Well, his music is very courageous, as he is, I think. I think courage is what defines his music the best. Yeah, but that's a CD one, Sean. Yeah, it is, huh? Hello, Raf. Nah, that's fine. So yeah, a record and fine art. That's why we love records, don't we? Isn't it? But also not just an object, as I said, was just opening a door to some great side stories and connections. Basically, investigating this, I discovered that privately, Cecil Taylor actually admired Steve Lacy's music, and he was very critical of everyone. He was one of the few that he actually listened to. Hello, Hirkamur. The residents, huh? Yeah, it's a photograph, yeah. That's her in the 70s, I would hazard. She passed away in like 10 years ago or so. Cheers, Steve. So this is the first LP of a series of 2. I personally don't think the second one is as strong as this one. This is Boris Kovac from back then, the Yugoslavia Federation. And no, I didn't pay $1,500 for it. No, it was a cheap one. Comes with a bunch of inserts. Pretty nice if you ask me. And this booklet, but in Yugoslavian. Cat guy like Steve. So this is from 1985. It is a good record, I will agree, Jeffrey, but I think this one is quite stronger. If you have to choose one, if you can have both, then why not? Yeah, that's the Discogs comment, right? So it's only appropriate I play this after Steve Lacy, since you can hear a lot of soprano saxophone here as well. See? Everyone is hyping the second one as well. Yeah, the second one I would guess is easier to find though. Maybe I'm a music snob, huh? Exactly. Okay, what do you mean, Marius? Drawing the line between what and what? And this is obviously a Yugoslavian pressing. Oh, actually, no, yeah, I was wrong. It was actually released originally in 1986. And I think the second one is from like 1990. Pretty Boy Floyd. Well, you never know. The album, like if I let it play a little bit into the next track, has got more percussive tracks as well. Ah, okay, that's a good line, John. Now disco time. Super cheap record. So much under the radar. Just another one of these Mille Plateaux forgotten treasures, underlooked. This is Sturmgästen. This is Wolfgang Voigt's brother, Reinhard Voigt. And this came out, I don't remember, but probably around like 1999. Hello. Hello, Alex. This is such simple music, but so effective. This is a double LP, by the way. Yeah, you probably would, huh? Yeah, these records came and went back then in the second half of the 90s and early 2000s without anyone noticing them outside of the sort of fan base. But again, that was part of my I had decided I would go deeper into the catalog of Mille Plateau, the label. A label that I was a huge follower of in the 90s and early 2000s. But some records I missed and some I didn't give a fair chance. And as I started that investigation, well, a month later, the founder and creative director of the label passed away, Akim, who we featured a little bit. Here, I don't have his picture anymore, but yeah. This is a record you should be able to find for under $10, by the way. And as we hit like 1 hour and 40 minutes, an hour ago I was telling you, you can always leave a comment under the description of the video if you have something to say, something to share, something to oppose whenever you're watching this. And that goes, of course, a long way alongside leaving a thumbs up to the video if you remember that you have the power to do that. Obviously, some have the power not to do it out of the like 12, 13,000 who watch the video every week. But it would be nice to see the appreciation. And of course, again, the best one of the best ways to show the appreciation to all of this is following the links in the description of the video and leaving a tip in the coffee jar, and the other link to support this of happening every week, even though I might take a 1 week break every now and then. Huh? And now some silence to get into another track of that record that is a sort of variation of it. Yeah, exactly. Well. Oh yeah, that Pluramon, the sort of modern krautrock. Quint Davis, hello. Hello, S of Tens Victims, 1876. Yeah, there you go, you see. New Year's plans, huh? Actually, well, I hope I might be skipping parties and all that, and might be doing some music. That's one of the plans. Yeah, I know that one, yeah. So what is it? This is a fairly rare folkways record. Bilal Abdurrahman from the New York. What's the name of his band again? That released on folkways. I love that record. Bilal, who was also an artist, he played in. He did some artwork for some different folkways records, but yeah, he was part of the East New York Ensemble de Musique, one of the greatest spiritual jazz records, in my opinion, ever. And but he was also he did a bunch of solo albums that were kind of instruction, pedagogical records, but he also did some stuff, quite a lot of stuff with Ahmed Abdul Malik in the late 50s mostly.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
So this is an odd record, obviously. 1976. I got a really good deal on it. So now I think, yeah, it had like a library stamper or sticker on it.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2,
and also
3, and now with me,
a library
1, 2, 3,
card.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
So you can see they got it in April 1976.
1, 2, 3, 1,
and it got decommissioned in April 1982. So A record has a 6-year lifespan. That's the lesson of it. Huh?
One, two, three, 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 one, two, three.
Hello, Johatans Kanen.
One, two, three, 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 one, two, three.
Yeah, I have a bunch of these.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. And now finally, not finally for tonight, but a record that I've been on the fence about for a long time, and this year was the year when I finally pulled the trigger. So you had this sort of like drum instruction LP on Afro-American jazz musician, and now you get the same thing, but from the post-punk perspective in London in the grim 80s. Yeah, there's a Larry Austin piece that comes to mind. You are indeed a Raph. This is the second Oyuki Conjugate album, Seen in Mirage, 1984. Music that was difficult to describe for the longest time. I guess you could say sort of tribal ambient, post-industrial. They still exist and release music, or so it seems. Yeah, Ali Pouch is a very interesting figure in music history. Probably quite esoteric in many regards. Oh yeah, that's the one I discovered him through as well. John, double LP, right? Daniel, normally you would say the other way around. If a record has some inserts, etc., and it's missing them, it decreases the value. Maybe eventually, when everything gets scarcer, it will be that way. But yeah, if a record is supposed to have all these added material and they're lacking it, from a collector's perspective, it should cost less. Hello, Vinila Ralphie. Well, I might follow you soon. So we're listening to one of my absolute favorite albums from Joe McPhee. Old Eyes on Head Hut. Gatefold, but a single LP. Here he is. Joe McPhee, for those who don't know, is jazzman, but also a composer. Here he plays alto and tenor sax. You got also André Jaume on bass clarinet and tenor sax. Jean-Charles Capon on cello. Raymond Bonny on acoustic and electric guitars. So it is kind of a French affair. Also Steve Gnitka on the electric guitars. Pierre-Yves Sorin on bass. And Milo Fine on piano and drums. And we're listening to a composition of John Lewis, arranged by Joe McPhee, called Django. It was recorded in Paris, May 30, 1979, by Jeff Gilson. Yeah. It's funny, I discovered Joe McPhee in the second half of the 90s. I was at the record store in Paris, chez Yuri, and he had an album of his. It was priced extremely low, and I made a mistake to tell him, "Oh, Yuri, this is not the right price." And he said, "Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, thank you." And then he put the correct price, and I didn't get it. So it took me. I would have started buying Joe McPhee back then, if not for me being too honest at that time. But I always appreciated him from distance. he has such almost scary discography, you could say. Oh, George Lewis, yeah. But I think I played Joe McPhee 2 weeks ago, so. I would say so. I got this one in Den Bosch for 30, so. But Joe McPhee, I guess, is he's a proper jazz musician, as well as being a composer, obviously, but he is also sort of outsider. Sort of, these kind of stubborn musicians that doesn't go the easy way or the normal circuit for whatever he does. Always challenging himself and the listener. Actually, Judith Lindblom did quite a few cover art for him as well. So here's another connection. Yeah, it is, huh? Hello, Jose. Did you get a little something from me, Jose, today? And the track is only starting now, by the way, still. Yeah, Daniel, no, it's definitely not a factor. It's definitely not better. It's not the best direction at all. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, this part when you get André Jaume on bass clarinet, Joe McPhee in the background, and Jean-Charles Capot on cello here. This is magic. And the bass. See, Steve getting into jazz, huh? Next record is one that you got, Steve, in Den Bosch. Yes. Or if you got something else tonight. It's always nice. Quite far away from my goal tonight, but oh, thank you, Steve. Sorry, I missed that. Steve for leaving a nice tip in the coffee jar as well. And Sean, and a revenge. Yeah, there you see, not keeping up. So this is a super cheap record, but an affordable one. The one you can find. Next one, unfortunately, is part of these like invisible ones. More or less. More than less. I must say, it kind of puzzles me when I see in the VC all these people buying jazz and buying the same old records. And when I say same old records, I don't just mean the ones that they know of the sort of peer pressure culture, but also these records that keep doing the same exact thing. So I guess maybe it brings you comfort. It's like visiting a place you know very well because maybe the world outside is a little bit scary. But what a tragedy to stay inside of the house your whole life.
Just next lifetime in competition, like and fighting this final who's had a during World War I, aircraft not. Owing to the increased number of speakers on this program, it has been suggested that everyone over 30 retire to drawing room A. While those few remaining may undertake their own evaluation of the material about to be presented. Please let us know why the customer should. Sure. Please, I see no reason entertained this evening. Their treat.
So another insane record, huh? The third one I got from this composer, and Southland. Canadian composer.
This has been a Peter Patterson paper poem.
1973.
This is a Peter Patterson paper poem.
Came with this insert. So this is a collaboration between
So we sit
Hans
amongst the
Southam
humming
and Sean O'Hugan, a poet, a Canadian poet. She is a Canadian
now.
composer.
We may have to shoot you. Are they very young? Are they anyone that we could talk to?
She was
Since
very
many
successful.
years
I don't
ago,
remember
we'd
exactly
sit
how. She
and
composed
talk to
music
one
for
another very late.
piano,
And now,
cello, all
the things
kinds,
we talked about
electronic
don't
music.
remember. But the fact is, and the feeling
She had a
is
very
still
interesting
there.
life. You should read
Is it still there
upon it.
for the young now?
The
Does a
ensuing
gun
deprivation
replace that?
will not have an
Does a
adverse
gun
effect
make
on your future.
friends feel even
Ladies and
closer?
gentlemen, it is the decision of
And
this
will
jury
these friends
that most
remember
of the
what was
interests
said?
thus far viewed are often
And could I,
inferior ability.
being
And
very young
if
again,
during
be
the
like
next 3
them,
viewing hours a greater percentage
like
of
them,
worthwhile efforts are not
even
come
want to
across,
be with
the
them?
competition will be postponed.
Remember the people who spoke
Providing
the
this
way
formula
these
is
do?
prepared precisely
Remember the
according to
faces?
directions.
Remember
We
the
see no
names?
reason why the
Are
customer
these
should not
today
be
only the
completely
same as they were
satisfied.
Hello,
then?
Noisy Beast.
Are these
During World
today
War
only
I,
just
numerous multiple-winged aircraft were very popular in
now
production,
our greatest
along with that most
occupation, the
romantic and
battle,
suggestive
the hopeless fight within our
Steve,
minds
you
is
bought
What a
this
lovely spectacle
in
it was to watch those
in
gay
Den
and
Bosch, so
multi
don't worry
women
about it.
similar to
circling
costume
freely
people
about
in
the
the
stately
scientific
and
age.
graceful, somewhat
On
sausage-like
and
figures.
Southam.
It is a spectacle which shall remain indelibly
Bitter,
embedded
and the new
in our
heart,
memory.
much afraid and trying to ignore its parent, move
Delicate
away,
and
pretend
fragrant
that
herb
old
is
contact
usually
wasn't
plant-based.
there.
Its medicinal qualities have been
Then
well
that old
appreciated by
contact
Yeah,
starts
this one is
more recently
it took me 15 years to get.
So everywhere that we go, you go, I go.
We do not doubt
We're
that
afraid
there
we
are
are
additional uses for this
and
very
then we
common
disenfranchise people. Made this one.
And it's an expensive record.
Inconvenient.
I got a good deal on it, but it's still
It has been brought to our
not a cheap one.
the past few minutes a vast misunderstanding.
The next one is as elusive, but very cheap and totally under the radar.
Until such time as the malfunction has been corrected.
Good way of putting it, Quint. But this is like Aphex Twin music.
Vast
The whole LP is crazy like that, both sides. So I hope you'll be happy with it, Steve. This is like the bouncing balls of Richard D. James. Huh? By the way, I don't know if Nick Tronic is listening to us tonight. He sometimes does, and he's also going through a rough patch this Christmas. So my thoughts to you, Nick, if you're listening to this. Hope you enjoyed some of it, and that you'll find some peace soon.
Naomi, in all seriousness, this series of lectures must be ended.
So this is a record that if you read the cover, you might pass on it. Yeah. Hello, Atri. What did you buy? Totsi? Totsi M? What is that? So this is Larry Horde on viola and Frank Proto on double bass. Reflections, music for viola and double bass. And the first side is a sonata from Haydn and a duo in C major from Beethoven. But this side, Reflections, in 5 parts. We're in the first part, in the elegy part, but soon we get into the dialogue. And then, yeah, well, you'll see. From 1982. Ryan from Cincinnati, Ohio. Ryan is from the South, but he has some knowledge of Cincinnati. And by the way, the versions of the sonata in G major and the duo in C major from Haydn and Beethoven are amazing. Really, really. And this was recorded in December 1979. So 45 years ago. And hippie baroque. Don't forget, John. Thank you, Andrew, for living in a nice tip in the coffee jar. Merci beaucoup, Andrew. Probably last time I'm bothering you guys with that tonight. But yeah, like all these tipping in the link in the description of the video, that is how I can follow through my intuitions and seriously. A Haydn Beethoven record, and that's what you get. This is one of the finds of the year. Indeed, huh? Oh, and thank you, Justin Peters, for leaving a tip in the coffee jar as well. Merci beaucoup, Justin. So some of these sounds are maybe a little bit dated, synthesizers from 79, but most of it actually holds up. And the viola bass combination is a natural one. But with all these sounds, it is an investigation. Yeah. Oh, that's always cool, Alex. I had some of the electronics on his records are more discreet, though, I would say. But correct me if I'm wrong. I'll be happy to have more to discover of his. Nah, not really. Ultra drums. I've kind of given up now. It's all about remembering where the records are. Yeah. I think I paid something like $5 or $6 for it. It's just that you have to be a little bit patient to find it. I mean, covers like that always intrigue me a little bit. But obviously when I saw that there was a huge piece, one whole side piece, composed by one of the musicians, featuring stereo tape, of course, when I see that, I'm gonna be curious. Oh yeah, I use Discogs a lot. Discogs is my second home for sure. See here, a little bit jazzy, almost. Yeah, Sean, but I'm sure that if you Google it, there's a good chance you'd find one somewhere. So basically, this piece is built into 5 parts. First, the solo instruments alone, then each instrument with tape, and for both instruments with tape, then again for each instrument with tape, and finally for the solo instruments alone. So it's a pyramidal construction built. That would be that's a challenge, Ryan. I'm not going to take you upon it yet, but that could be an interesting art project. Unfortunately, it puts the Beatles at the center of everything again, once again. Yeah, thank you, Steven. I'm very happy with it. Last week was probably one of the best ever. This one was a little different. I had less to choose from, in a way. But the scope is pretty cool. Oh well, someone can leave me a tip then, huh? How much was it, John? No, it's on private because I was explaining that to who was it this week? I think it was Greg, OGC's. So when I put my collection and wantlist on public, or my collection on public, every other day I get someone who asks me if I want to sell this or that record. And I always answer with no, but make me an offer I can't refuse and we'll start talking. And unfortunately that has happened a couple of times, and each time that happened I regretted it dearly. One of my favorite records I sold that way for insane money back then, but now I would pay more to get it back, so even if there is a reissue of it. So that's why I keep it private, unfortunately. Well, maybe we'll need even more distraction in 2025. Thank you, Mr. Zosh. 15, that's nice. Yes, some sounds actually, but most of it works, I think. The next one is super cheap as well. Available though. And also from a similar area. So you guys tell me, and that will probably be the one to end this edition. Here's the Christmas song. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle bells. See, I told you I had maybe a Christmas song for tonight. Hello, Christopher. Joining. So this is one of the 3 decent albums, or worthwhile albums of David Casper, Another Kind of Sky. This is dirt cheap. His best record, in my opinion, is not cheap, and it's been waiting for me in Miami for 6 years now. So maybe this year, this upcoming year. Anyways, thank you guys for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the music. Hello, Brian. And yeah, well, if you liked it, leave a thumbs up. Still figuring it out. And leave a comment if you have anything to share, to say. Oh yeah, Crystal Waves is one of the 2 other good ones. Absolutely, it's the best one, I think. If you're watching this not during the live streaming, it's always nice to read your comments, and you can also leave a tip even if you're not watching this live. I'll remember you, I'll name check you the next week, and you'll get you'll get to support the stream in the most potent way, allowing this to be every week, hopefully surprising and keeping in the level up there. Happy New Year! There'll be a month for that, nice, huh? Exactly. Some of it is dirt cheap, some of it is quite expensive, but good stuff in both categories with him. And maybe you will enjoy more some of the ones that I think are not essential, so go and check him out. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, John. Thank you, Steve P. Mr. Zosh. Frank. Salvia. Here it is. Thank you, Angela. Anthony. You're welcome. If you buy anything, thanks to tonight, leave a tip, leave a thumbs up. See you maybe next week. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye.